breaking down the progression of LaMelo Ball, his vision, his creativity, constantly playing at momentum, his ability to play with a point guard because he is a scoring point guard in isolation. He's always in momentum. His attacking is incredible. He gets to the rim, and eventually as he continues to grow in age and physical strength, those will be dunks. Coming in right here, his IQ is very high. He understands defensive philosophies in the switch. He gets the switch from off Russ, isolates, shoots beyond the three off the bounce. Very difficult to do. He is a phenomenal, futuristic style point guard player at the 6'8", and maybe, who knows, room to continue to grow. You see him directing traffic. He knows angles to pass, always in momentum, gets a piece of the paint, and a lot of young players don't play forward and backwards, they just play forward, which means they would have stayed in this little circle right here and try to attack and force up a shot. But he understands the game is behind him as well as in front of him, and Jason Tatum does this a lot where he backs the ball up and comes back to attack after it settles. Right here he understands he has the mismatch, doesn't want the screen, attacks. Devin Booker mindset, very strong going to the left or right. I think both are better going to the left, but they have that mentality and understand teams are going to force them to their weak hand. Right here, playing off the bounce, attacking the mid-range game and the floater. He is phenomenal in that area. He covers all three spots on the court, at the rim, mid-range with the floater and beyond the arc. Eventually, the elbow jump shots and mid-range jump shots will come with strength. Right here, small guard takes his time. He understands he has the size, he has the advantage, and instead of forcing his will with a quick shot, you see him take his time in the paint, use his strength, use his height and his shoulders to get the shot he really wants for the end one. And that is a phenomenal play from a point guard mentally who's a savant beyond his years. Coming in right here, his ability to get the ball, push the ball, eyes are always up. He understands he has to play ahead, and his playmaking ability is phenomenal. But if you switch on him, he has the size and the skill to attack and finish with the left. Easy basket, easy money. He's been doing that his entire life, but the size helps him finish easier. Coming in right here, he's in rebounding. When a point guard can rebound, that means the play ahead is quicker. He passes, good catch, good finish by Zeller. He understands the angle. I cannot pass with a straight plane. I have to move over to get the angle for the pass. Players respect him, and you know a player respects you when you get the ball immediately on the outlet instead of players pushing it. And they give it up to him because they know you can pass it ahead and give it to them when they're open. And you talk about what else can he do? Well, the future of him is playing with other key superstars because he understands how to play off the bounce. He understands how to play off the ball, with the ball, as a point, as a shooting guard, and catch and shoot is a strength of his as well. The catch and shoot he's really good at, points per possession, he knocks it down. Once again, he initiates the offense. Players who want to play with a player like him, they don't mind sharing the rock with him because they know they'll get it back, and he's not ball dominant. And that is for the future of him, that is going to lead him to being a better player with longevity to growth and just getting off the ball and letting young guys get it. And last but not least, you see the box out with LaMelo. You see him come up and he trails like a big, like a four-man, 6'8", still lets it fly, and it's cash money. LaMelo Ball, future of basketball. If you missed him in the draft, I don't see how you can recover from that in the future.
Quickly on just LaMelo Ball, I just wanted to get your thoughts. We've been around him, and you were both involved in the JBA several years ago, LeVar Ball's league that he launched pretty much as a developmental league for LaMelo. So we got to see him firsthand. What are your thoughts on him first impressions of him in the NBA?
Everything we thought. His game was ahead of his time. Mass media didn't want to give him his platform until almost, right before the draft, where he all of a sudden became a top pick.
Mm-hmm.
And his game has been the same. He just got stronger, taller, sharper. If you couldn't see it then you basically just riding the wave now. I'm just being 100 with you.
100.
You have no vision.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. You have all those people on TV said he wouldn't get drafted. You have no vision. Like, this is not the game for you. But he's always been ahead of his time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
for real. He's
Yeah.
always been ahead of his time. He's always been a savant. He's always been able to score. He's always been getting off the crafty, unique, unorthodox game with the floaters and the shot. Yeah, it's just all repetition. And he is a non-pattern player, where Lonzo is the pattern player.
Mm-hmm.
You can give any non-pattern player structure,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to give them space to be Picasso.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you keep a Baron Davis into structured offense the whole game, you lose the creativity of the mind of a Baron Davis.
Absolutely.
I needed structure the whole game.
Me
Give
too.
it to a non-structured player like you on the block with the footwork and the heads. These are Baron, you know what I mean? On the reversal, on the ball. Like, I needed structure to a non-structured player.
For sure.
I don't want the ball in my hands at the end of the game to make that play unless it's a pick and roll.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what Melo brings. He brings the ability to win. And he's not even a grown man yet. Imagine when he's 23 to 25, and you cannot tell me he will not be one of the faces of the NBA because he has the it factor. He has it, all of it. Define it, he has it, and that's just who he is.
Yeah, I mean, 2-3 years ago, being on the road with him in the JBA, I mean, we were traveling to Chicago, to the East Coast, Virginia. I mean, he had already built up like a cult following. I mean, kids were lining up, people were wearing Triple B stuff. I mean, that league got a lot of whatever negative press, notoriety, but to witness that firsthand, how much people love that kid. He was a rock star, and that's how I've always viewed him. As far as his game, man, the thing that I think stands out the most to me is his level of conditioning and that speed he plays at all the time. It's very rare I see him tired or, putting his head down after a bad play. Those are the things he shakes off. He moves on to the next play probably better than any young player that I've ever seen. And I think that's why he's been able to make such a consistent impact in the league.
I think Rico can tell you at the runs, Rico's runs, we seen Melo go against Trae Young. And Melo I think he was like 16 at the time, maybe about to be 17. And I couldn't tell who was better. And then Trae came to me, was like, yo, he's good. I'm like, yeah, young players will give young players props, bro. Like, he was like, yo, he's good. I was like, yeah, he is good. And he was taller, right? Trae got that rocket. Melo don't have that yet. But everything else Trae was doing, Melo was doing easier because he was just seeing over the defense.
Absolutely.
Right? Getting to the spots on the court off the bounce and making plays. And he was making too many plays for other people. And I was like, yo, look, let me tell you something. You're eventually going to be a top pick. You cannot come into the league being passive. Be who the hell you are. Everyone will adjust. When you out here, whatever your game is, that's your game. It's passing and scoring, but don't just be a straight passer because now you lose your it factor.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He took it, and then he ran with it. And then Rick was like, yo, you got to play defense. Rick was like, yeah. And he took it, and he ran with it, and they played like 2.5, 3 hours, right?
Uh-huh.
And after they played, Melo got off to the side court and did all of his individual workout drills over again. That's when I knew he was a pro because that's a pro's mentality. I'm going to hoop, and then I'm going to go do my drills that I did earlier in the day. I'm going to do them again to end the night or end the evening and maybe do something later like yoga. But you could tell he was there already mentally.
He loves it. He loves it. He lived it. He lives in the gym. He loves the gym. Rico said, and he wanted all the smoke, and he did not hide, bro.
Did not hide, yo.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's real. That's real. A lot of people would be timid. He came and he drove from Chino.
Yeah.
How long is that drive from Chino to LA?
An hour something, 30,
just
35,
just
40.
A hoop all day. And he didn't miss days. And there's a lot of players I never seen make any drives like that to come hoop. So I knew he was different.
And that's why